July 15th, the regime committed an extremely dangerous escalation that I think people might miss because it's not so flashy. There aren't crazy, outrageous videos about it. Nobody died. The FBI raided the homes of ICE protesters in Spokane, Washington. They arrested multiple people, including former city council president.
Court documents reveal former city council president Ben Stuckert faces one count of impeding officers. And we've just learned at this hour that Stuckert has been released from custody. His call to block a bus intended to transport two immigrants to an ICE facility in Tacoma led to a night of clashes between protesters and police back in June. Spokane's Mayor Lisa Brown issued a statement calling Stuckert's detention politically motivated. She also accused the Trump administration for weaponizing the Department of Justice and, quote, trampling on the U.S. Constitution.
And what was...
Imagine a group of people, this is how corrupt they are, who in the middle of a search and rescue operation that is taking place in Texas right now, dozens of children drowned to death. And some of that has to do with incompetence in the Texas state government and incompetence in the Trump administration. And instead of actually trying to be there for the people of Texas and the Hill Country, children at summer camp who's lost their lives, they call a special session. And the main reason for that special session is to try to steal the midterm elections by rigging the Texas congressional map. These people are a complete and total embarrassment.
The word hoax for Donald Trump is like a poker tell. It's his way of basically admitting that something is true. So Trump Russia, he calls it a hoax. Climate change, he calls it a hoax. Now Jeffrey Epstein, he calls it a hoax. He's obviously scrambling to try to find a way out of the mess that he is in. I don't know what the Department of Justice has. I don't know what the files say, but clearly it's enough to put him into a state of really wild dodgem, trying to get out from under what his own administration has been conceding for months was a big reveal. And when there was no big reveal, I think people were justifiably concerned, even if there's nothing about Epstein in there, which seems hard to imagine.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, we're still talking about Jeffrey. Why aren't you? Let's talk about it. Let's do it. Alexa! Jesus was black! Was he? He was, wasn't he? Middle Eastern country totally makes sense. No wonder why they're so fucking angry.
I know that one.
I know! Not many people know that. That's crazy.
Chief Knapp, this one's going to be for you. I don't care how you take it. You made a post earlier today, yesterday, whatever. We're not fake news. We go by what we see. The department running with Florida City Highway Patrol, ICE, right down the street here. Our information is the same as if you get it too. I don't post nothing that's not fake, and if I do, I take it off. I've done it numerous times. There's only two of us that do Instagram in this community, and we're very big with it. One, you guys hate. I'm not going to mention his name, okay? Y'all know who he is. I am his sister Instagram partner. My page is blown up because of this immigration thing. I stand with the immigration. If you are an immigrant yourself, you should be ashamed of what y'all are doing with this community, okay? Because they support you guys. They put food on your tables. They built your buildings. I'm an immigrant. My family's from the Netherlands. Just because I'm born here doesn't mean I'm a naturalized citizen.
Corazon, I can't stop dreaming. No puedo dejar de pensar en ti. I can't stop dreaming. Como te necesito. I can't stop dreaming of you. Mi amor, como te extraño. Late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. And I still can't believe that you came up to me and said, I love you. I love you too.
Israel bombed a Catholic church in Gaza, and that an entire population is being wiped out as they continue their aggressive war in Gaza. My amendment would strike $500 million in funding for nuclear-armed Israel's missile defense system. The U.S. already provides Israel with $3.8 billion annually in foreign aid. $3.8 billion, that's a lot of money. Additionally, the April 2024 security supplemental included $8.7 billion for Israel. Even though Israel, nuclear-armed Israel, has universal health care for their citizens and subsidized college for their citizens. They're able to provide that. However, here in America, we're $37 trillion in debt. My amendment will ensure an America First Department of Defense, and that is exactly what we need and we haven't had for a very long time.
Donald Trump had specifically asked about me because I remind him of his daughter, and she said, well, she's 13 as well. So he knew the first time that he saw me. But he comes over mad because I was crying, and he said that I should be thankful that someone like Donald Trump took my virginity. He basically didn't say took my virginity. He said, I should be glad that someone like Donald Trump popped my cherry and not some pimply little 14-year-old. And I just was like, what if I said, what if I get pregnant? Not even talking to him. I didn't want to talk to him. I was talking to Tiffany. And he said, well, you'll get an abortion then, bitch, and then just walked away.
Why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring.
Stormtroopers, the KKK, and ICE have in common, they're all wearing fucking masks. When you let people put on masks, there's going to be a decline in civility and fidelity to the law, because you just get this rah-rah speech that the president said it's okay. Go in there, and if you might not put your knee on the head of a woman working at Home Depot because people can actually see your face, that's a good thing.
I'm sorry if their jobs are hard. This is the life they've chosen. In the Superman movie, the bad guys are hiding their fucking faces all the time, and not Superman. It's not the American way to hide your face.
You know where Cruz was while these people were being swept away in the floods? He was on holiday in Greece. And do you know what he demanded today in the US Senate, in the midst of all this devastation in Texas? Another $250 million for Israel. Israel, not Texas. Israel first, always.
I don't believe this.
Right now, there are more troops deployed to Los Angeles than there are deployed in Syria and Iraq combined. Let me just repeat that, because I've just been thinking about this all day since one of our amazing producers shared this with me. There are more troops deployed to Los Angeles than there are deployed in Syria and Iraq combined. And right now, Donald Trump is also doing everything he can to make Los Angeles look and feel like a war zone. That's on purpose. That's what he's trying to do. Today, NBC News counted 12 Black Hawk helicopters sitting on a tarmac at an airport in Los Angeles. That is not normal, to state the obvious. Today, we also got reports that the Department of Homeland Security has been flying Predator drones over Los Angeles to surveil the protests. Overall, as I was just talking about with Chris, Trump has deployed 4,000 federalized National Guard troops and 700 active duty Marines to Los Angeles. And the reality on the ground is that the protests that Trump sent these thousands.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the are.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI. That's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
Texas, New Mexico, North Carolina, Illinois, Texas again, New Jersey, Vermont, New York City. If this deadly and relentless flooding feels historic, that's because it is. The National Weather Service has issued 3,000 flood warnings, the most of any year on record. So what is really happening? How did it get so bad? Here's what the news isn't telling you. All weather comes from the sun's heat interacting with land, water, and air. Today, there's more heat trapped on Earth than at any time in modern human history because of pollution from burning oil, gas, and coal. So we're experiencing more extreme weather than at any time in the history of human civilization. The more fossil fuel pollution, the higher the temperature. The more dangerous the weather. This is 100% for sure, cold, hard, irrefutable scientific truth. And the fossil fuel industry has known it since the 50s and 60s. There was a lot they could have done, even back then. Electric vehicles, solar panels, and batteries.
I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I just want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your attorney
It's a big
general
hoax.
told you this was a hoax? What evidence?
No, it's not the Attorney General. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him. And it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net. And so they try and do the Democrats' work.
Look, I'm happy to be stupid. I'm happy to be foolish. I was very happy to be a person in the basket of the deplorables. The ad hominem stuff doesn't mean anything to me, especially when it comes to a ring that involves harming children. Okay? I just think that
So you actually played a role in that deportation?
Yes, I had some buddies who worked closely with him on several major contracts and things. They were all telling me that there's several red flags with this guy. He admitted that he was in the country illegally on an expired visa and entered the country like 49 times. And so I just flagged it to a buddy of mine in the administration at Homeland Security. And next thing you know, they gave him till June 1st to self-deport, but he didn't do that. So he ended up getting physically deported or moved from the Las Vegas airport on June 6th.
I saw that. He was in Vegas where I'm at.
Yep, he was headed to Miami for an event, but he wasn't able to make it. I got a lot of hate and a lot of backlash and death threats and that kind of thing. But, I had also a lot of people who were like, hey, thank you, because I came to this country legally. It was a long and excruciating process, and I'm really glad that you're looking out for the little guys. We have a celebrity that's abusing his celebrity status to break our laws. We can't do that.
The U.S. Naval Academy has now removed 381 books from its library at the direction of the Pentagon as part of the Trump administration's DEI purge. We're not talking about books being taught in classes at the Naval Academy. These are hundreds of books that were just on library shelves available if a midshipman wanted to read them. One book banned, Memorializing the Holocaust, looks at how women victims of the Holocaust are portrayed in memorials. Another book the Naval Academy doesn't want midshipmen reading, Maya Angelou's landmark memoir, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, that detailed her own trauma and suffering in the hands of racism growing up in the U.S. Now, Maya Angelou was hailed by Americans across the political spectrum as a national treasure when she died in 2014. Former President George W. Bush, a Republican, said she was among the most talented writers of our time. Her words inspired peace and equality and enriched the culture of our country. Someone at the Naval Academy or the Pentagon decided she's too controversial or dangerous for the remarkable midshipmen at the Academy. And what's striking isn't just what's pulled, it's what's been left on